Hey guys, so I want to start this video off by apologizing to my more regular viewers. I think to you guys it's going to be somewhat repetitive. Actually, it is very repetitive. I think a lot of my videos are really repetitive, actually. Um, so you guys can add that to my not so attractive character traits that I can't seem to let go of things once I've found something that I find annoying. Um, and that I don't like not having the last word. I sometimes don't have the last word, but I generally don't like not having the last word. So on my last video where I tried to explain about my travel guide videos, I had somebody put a comment where they still didn't seem to understand what I was telling them about how I don't hate on all these places or that I'm mean or whatever. So just for my own peace of mind, I decided to tally up all the travel videos I did, and there's a little bit less than 40. I'm counting it as 39. There's actually a little bit less than 39, but because in some of my videos I reviewed several cities, I'm counting it as 39. Of those 39 cities I reviewed, and remind you, I only review cities. I've never reviewed a country. So anybody who says that I hate this country or I hate these kind of people in this country, all I'm reviewing is certain cities within a country. So it'd be kind of a blanket statement for them people to say that I hate this country or I hate all the people in this country because I didn't meet everybody in that country and I didn't review that country or see everything in that country. I review certain cities. But of those 39 cities I reviewed, I tallied it up, and actually 19 of them I love. I actually loved the experience. I really liked the city. I would definitely consider going back. 8 of them I hated, and the rest I was just indifferent about. So I actually loved about 50% of all the places I've been to. I've been indifferent about 30% about the places I've been to where I didn't hate or love it or anything. And I've only actually ever hated about 20% of the places I've gone to. So the argument that it seems that I seem to hate most of the places I go to is already not true. The other argument that I hear a lot is that it seems I just really dislike impoverished countries. Again, I tallied it up, and from the 19 countries I loved, 2 of them are impoverished countries. And from the 8 I hated, 4 of them were impoverished. And the rest were in the, I don't feel one way strongly about them. So again, the vast majority of the impoverished countries I've been to are actually in the, I don't have any strong feelings about them one way or the other. I will agree that there's more countries in the impoverished, in the disliked, especially statistically. But I also haven't gone to enough impoverished country to where I feel like that is an absolute trend where people can say this is how you feel about impoverished countries or not. I think time will tell. I'm planning on doing more traveling. I'm probably going to do more traveling in impoverished countries. And then once I've been to, 50, 60, 70, 80 cities and the trend keeps going that way, then maybe I'll eventually say, okay, it does seem that I don't care for impoverished countries as much as I do for, first world nations. But as of right now, I think it's a very, very weak trend to where I don't think it's a correct statement to say that. So, wait 1 second. Yasu. Tikanes. Kala. Pu? To spitimu. Yati. Nej. Ja, visst det. Ja, visst det. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Sorry about that. So what I really think is more likely to be going on is that two things are going on. Why people are saying these things. One, the last couple of places I've gone to, I agree, I didn't really care for. And as of right now, it does look that I don't particularly care for the countries in North Africa. And those have been like the last couple of places I've been to have been in North Africa. And yeah, as of right now, I would say the cities in those places have not been something that have really blown me away. I think it's, again, kind of too soon to ask, or I think it's kind of an incorrect statement to then all of a sudden now go to, you know, you seem to hate everything about poor countries or whatever just because I happen to not like places in North Africa. So that's my first argument. I feel people just have a really short-term memory, and just because the last couple of videos have been to places that I didn't really care for, now all of a sudden it's in their heads that I seem to dislike most of the places I go to. But if you do go and look at my videos, the vast majority of places I've gone to I actually really did like. The other thing that I think is going on is that even though people try to say that they believe in equality, we don't believe in equality as a nation. We really don't, or as a people. We absolutely don't believe in equality. And I'm going to do an analogy for that. I know you guys always love it when I do analogies. And my analogy is if you walk down the street, and say you're with some friends, and you see a beautiful woman and an ugly woman walking towards you. Your friends and you would not have any problem with ripping on the attractive woman. Being like, oh, she thinks she's all that, or, oh, you know, I don't even think women that skinny are attractive, and, oh, but, you know, it kind of looks like maybe she has bad skin. Nobody would feel guilty for talking trash about somebody like that. But when you see an ugly woman, people would feel really bad saying, like, oh, she ugly. Oh, she got really bad acne. Ugh, her hair is all stringy and thin. She is an ugly woman. People would never say something like that because we socially have this self-conscious feeling about talking smack about things that seem like they're already underfoot. I think that's the right saying. And I kind of feel like maybe that's what's going on with these countries. One of the very first videos where I ever really said that I disliked the place is Paris. And I really was like, I don't like Paris. I think it's totally overrated. I don't see what the big deal is. And it didn't seem like anybody cared. Nobody cared that I talked mad shit about Paris and said I don't recommend it. I don't think people should go. I don't think it's that beautiful of a city. I don't think it's worth the hype. Nobody seemed to care. But, ooh, talk smack about Morocco or talk smack about Egypt. Ooh, that stings because, you know what, this is an impoverished country. No, they can't really help it, and those poor people, and they have it so much harder and all this kind of stuff. And the thing is, like, I get that. Yeah, it is an impoverished country, and they do have it a lot harder. But at the same time, I'm not going to lie. Casablanca is an ugly city, and it is a very dirty city. Cairo is an ugly city, and it is a very dirty city. Paris, to me, it's not dirty, but I don't think it's that pretty. I think it's full of arrogant people who think too much of themselves and have really bad attitudes. I personally don't recommend it. But that's just how I roll. To me, it's just about equality. And in the end effect, I'm doing a travel guide. I'm not doing a survival guide or how to appreciate all these different things. My thing is I'm trying to give people information about where is it worth you spending your time and your money. I'm not trying to review this as I'm from Egypt and see Egypt through the eyes of an Egyptian person and the beauty in it. I'm saying I'm a tourist when I go to this country. I'm making a video about other people being tourists there. Is it good and is it safe to be gay there? Are there a lot of opportunities to have an enriching gay experience? And is it a beautiful place to travel to? Those are the things I count on, and if those are three things that are absent, then I'm going to say that in my video, and it doesn't matter if the country is poor or rich or whatever. I'm trying to give a fair travel guide to people. So I'm not really sure what people are expecting. I mean, if you want me to lie to you and then you go and waste your money to go to some place that hates gays, where you're going to be persecuted, that is filthy, and the people aren't treating you well, hey, I can do that. No problem. If that's what you guys want from now on, then just let me know. Put it in the comments, and from now on, I will tell you every place I go to, come and spend your money, and it is amazing. And if you go there and then you're thrown into jail or possibly executed because you hit on somebody and you can't find any way because all the buildings are falling apart and you end up with massive diarrhea because the food is filtered with bad, dirty water, I don't want to hear any complaints about it. So hopefully this is the last I have to do on these travel guide videos. Like I said, I do have a tendency to have the last word. And maybe somebody's going to leave a comment on here that makes me feel like I have to leave yet another video. But in the long run, I think I basically proved my point. If you feel like you want to go through and check my travel guide videos and see if I'm lying or not, by all means, I want you to. Because in German we have a thing where it's called Pauschalaussagen. I think I said earlier, I think the English word for it is blanket statements, where people just make a blanket statement. They didn't do any of the research. They just they saw one little snippet of what's going on and then decided to base a whole huge argument on it. But do the research. If you don't believe me, go through, look at my travel videos, and you'll see that actually the vast majority of places I've gone to, I recommend. I think they're beautiful. I think they're amazing, and they were enriching. And even the places, like I said, I didn't like, I still found it was an enriching experience for me. I still learned something out of it. I would never take that experience away. So, I don't know. I will try to think a little bit more about how I do my travel guide videos, just because I can't deal with people's ignorance anymore. I can't deal with people having such a hard time respecting someone's honesty and someone's opinion and being so childish about it. So maybe I'll just, from now on, just do the gay travel review and maybe only say the things I think are positive. Or maybe I just won't put my opinion anymore at all. But then I also have a favor to ask of my viewers. Maybe you guys can start listening a little bit better. Because in every single one of my travel guide videos, no matter if I say I like a place or dislike a place, I always say the things that I think are good and bad. There's no place on earth that is just perfect, or no place on earth that is just horrible. Even in my Egypt videos, I was saying how the pyramids were amazing, how the temples were amazing. The Nile, when it was the parts that were clean, were beautiful. But people just seem to just not hear that, just because of the fact that I also said negative things about it. But I've said negative things about pretty much every place I go to, because one of the places I loved the most was Lisboa. But even there, I said that I didn't think that the Portuguese food was very good. That's, and so I think people just need to listen a little bit more, maybe take a little bit more time to go, okay, he said some good things, he said some bad things. And just because I didn't like Egypt doesn't mean you guys don't have to like Egypt. I just basically said what was my opinion, what I think you guys could save your money and go somewhere else that's going to be nicer, that's going to have better treatment of tourists, that's going to be more friendly towards gay people. That's my opinion. You guys can completely ignore it if you want. You guys might have gone to Egypt and thought it was amazing. And by all means, then go and put it in the comments and say, when I went to Egypt, I thought it was incredibly clean. They were so open-minded to gay people. I actually managed to get married there, or whatever you want to say. Hey, I'm not God. I don't have all the answers. So, yeah, now I'm ranting and raving. So hopefully this will be the last video I do about trying to explain my travel guide. Yeah. That's it. Yes,